Welcome back. Nigeria is set to benefit from the renewed ties with the United Kingdom following President Bola Tinubu's state visit to the UK. The partnership is expected to boost investment, strengthen trade and deepen cooperation across key sectors of the economy. It also reinforces Nigeria's position in global diplomacy, with both nations signing stronger ties towards building greater alliance. Now, join us for this conversation is APC aspirant Ondo South Senatorial District and also the former special advisor to the governor of Ondo State on development and investment, Honorable Boye Oyewunmi. Good morning. Thank you so much for joining us.
Good morning.
On TVC Breakfast Saturday.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Welcome to the show.
We saw the historic visit of the president in 37 years to the UK. What are the gains of this particular visit?
Thank you. That's a very good question. I think the gains are very monumental. Many years ago, I saw Obama have a state visit. I saw Mandela. I appreciated those, but this one, I owned it because I'm Nigerian. It's a big difference. There's a lot of cultural capital and currency that was enhanced because Nigeria was invited for a state visit. The president was just our representative. I felt proud. Now, you talk of foreign direct investments. That was very obvious with all the investments that have come in from that visit. The 746 million pounds investment for the port. It's difficult to understand it on the surface, but when you dig deep into it, for every dollar or pound of investment, there's a 2.5% increase, multiplier effect on GDP. That's a part of it that's not making the news. Yes, it's 746, but what does that mean? 70% of all the goods that come into Nigeria go through those two ports. Now, when there's ease of export and ease of importation, it means it's cheaper to take goods out, cheaper to clear goods, because the inefficiencies of the port and the leakages and stuff are being sorted out, which means that for every 70% of goods in your home, my home, and everybody's home, they'll be cheaper because 70% of those goods that are imported come through those ports. So there's a reduction in cost. There's an ease of doing business. For me, it was monumental. Port cities normally generate a lot of income. So when you have bottlenecks, it affects things. That visit was also an affirmation of the reform policies of this government. Because in life, the guest determines the menu. That Nigeria was the guest that set the menu. The highest echelons of British society, royal and governmental, fitted us for 2 days. The focus was on us. The positive news, the vibe, G7 and every other nation were looking at it. This is Nigeria. And even the king said, Nigeria, no, we can't carry last. I mean, that reminded us of who we are. I mean, our lexicons and slogans are making it with the British palaces. I was very proud. Say once in 37 years, that's good history, but what are the returns? Air Peace, they negotiated another landing rights for one of the airports. There's a 34 million over 10 manufacturing. That trip paid for itself. I felt proud to be a Nigerian. I have historical ties to the UK. But what I saw, I was actually like, I wish I could be invited to be one of the guests. Because one of the proudest moments to see your president and his team go there and be fitted like that. There are very few African countries, probably 4, last time I checked, that have had state visits in the last 40 years.
Okay, I think it's really, listening to you speak, I'm convinced. You just have this calm and this aura that just tells me everything you're saying is true. Okay. But now, let's bring this. You said certain things that, to the lay Nigeria, to every common person listening to you now, they might not understand in detail, right? Now, what Nigerians, I think we interact with most times is how it affects us. Right. So now my first question is, okay, fine. Are we at the contract signing level, or are we still having back and forth with diplomatic conversations? Now, so how it affects Nigerians generally? Sometime last year and thereabouts, it seems like there was an increase in the rejection and refusal of UK visas giving to Nigerians. We had different people complain. I remember one time I remember reading stories of even people in high places literally being rejected and refused a visa to travel to the UK. Now, would you say that this in any way would affect I mean, things like that when it comes to those.
One of the benefits of this trip is the escalation of soft diplomacy, because once you invite a guest to them and you give them the best you have to offer, everything else becomes easier to negotiate. But like I said earlier, even the air peace negotiating another landing right, that means we're more welcome. I mean, the immigration treaties signed and stuff like that. But the need to actually travel abroad is going to be reduced because Nigeria has been reformed. And people only invite those that they believe in and want to associate with. So if they want to associate with us, what are we looking for elsewhere?
No, that's the thing. So now the travel I'm talking about, sorry to cut you,
yes.
It's not just even about, we know the Japa syndrome, not
yes.
even that. Because I know people who actually got refused. They had serious business and meetings and conferences, and they lost like a lot because they're trying to get in, but they were being refused visas back to back.
Well, it's difficult for me I understand how it works when you're looking for a visa and stuff like that, but it's very difficult for me to analyze the underlying reasons behind them, because every refusal is individual. I'm not aware there's a corporate refusal of Nigerians. Yes, it's very individual. And those reasons are best known to those who have suffered it. Mm-hmm. So I'm probably not equipped to dive into those.
Okay.
But I know the UK, because if you look at the proponents of Nigeria in the UK, we're actually quite welcome there, generally. But there are individual cases, isolated cases where refuses. But some of these things are triggered by things that I'm probably not aware of.
But maybe the presidency has clarified this UK migration deal, coming from the Minister of Foreign Affairs, that there are no plans to accept foreign deportees in the country. This particular issue generated reactions even on the social media.
Well, I think that's a welcome development because we're not a warehouse for foreign people who have been deported for, we're not a clearinghouse for other people's deportees or people on deportation. So that's very nice. I mean, we're one of the giants. We're the giants of Africa. So we're not a collection point for African immigrants who are going to be channeled to other countries. So for our pride, for our position, that's a welcome development.